Hey guys, sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened, but we're gonna roll with this one. A little short intro there. I don't think the song was getting blocked. At least it hadn't told me that yet. But sometimes that happens, guys. Even though I don't monetize, sometimes they just simply don't want your anybody using their songs, even if there's no money to be made. um, so is there a 5 for 5 in there for me? Somebody throw it at me so I know I'm not talking to the wall. Oh, good to see you, Carrie Ann. Love my Aussies. Love them. Okay, cool. All right, guys. This is actually first and foremost. I would just let everybody know that Tommy Scoville, host of the Lifeboat Show, he does have the 19. That's what I call it, because if I say those words, it'll hit the algorithm. So that's why I don't say it. And that's that, and he was dealing with some stuff anyway personally, which is why we didn't do the live stream yesterday. Or what was it? Yeah, last night. So anyway, that's what was going on with that. I'm going to give you guys a space weather report here real quick, and then honestly, guys, another reason I didn't do a video yesterday is this. What I'm getting ready to talk about here after the space weather report really bothers me, and I didn't really want to do what I'm getting ready to do because I don't like doing it. But I'm going to have to at this point. I don't have a choice, really, in my opinion. Don't worry, I'm not calling anybody out or anything like that. That's something I won't do. That is one rule I won't break. Just to let you guys know, no names are going to be used or any of that kind of bull. I just don't do that, right? But I do want to correct this for the last time. We're going to be talking about storm spin direction. So that is definitely, sorry to hear that, Tam. Yeah, that really, yeah, today, guys, obviously it's kind of somber day anyway because of what's going on with our country and what happened 20 years ago. Yeah. And all of us remember where we were at, just like, for people that are, Pearl Harbor and all those kinds of events, people remember that. And it's definitely, whether people think it was real or not real or whatever, the fact of the matter is people did die, and they were, our citizens, our people. So it does hit hard no matter what. No matter what you think happened on that day, the fact of the matter is people died. And we just got to move on with that. You know what I'm saying? So I always do remembrance for people like that. It just is what it is, and it sucks. So, but 20 years ago today, all of us remember where we were at when that all happened. So, just saying. But okay, so I am going to move on here with what I'm getting ready to talk about, and so we're going to go with the space weather report first, and then we'll get into what I was talking about earlier. Anyway, so Schumann, not really doing a whole lot, so I'm not going to waste your time on it. You're seeing a little bit of spiking, and I'm calling it spiking very loosely. I'm not going to go into detail what that is right now. It's just, it takes so long, and I encourage people to go check out Verte's channel. I think he was in here earlier. I know I lost the stream there for a minute. Hopefully he comes back. Thanks to all my mods and stuff, by the way. I appreciate everything you guys do and how you guys help me. I really do. But, okay, so we'll go on to this. Now, remember, these dropouts in X-ray are because of the eclipse season, okay? The GOES system has an eclipse season. They're orbiting. Basically, the Earth gets in front of the satellite, the line of sight to the sun. Okay, it's really a basic way, really simple way just to shoot it to you guys, let you guys know that's what's happening. That's why you lose it. There's nothing, the fact that, yeah, there's no, to eliminate X-ray. You guys understand what that would mean? It just blows my mind that oh man, I just don't even want to go there. There's nothing like blocking X-ray from the planet and dropping it out where these sensors are at. Nothing like that's going on. It's just simple line of sight. It really is. So I just want to point that out. That's what that is. Now, we did have a little flare here. We've had some pops on the sun, but the majority of them have been off the backside. Okay, but we do have one possibly going to hit us, and it was from that bigger one that happened on the northern hemisphere of the sun. It was more like a filament. It was like a lot. They called it a lopsided CME. That's a really good way to put it out there like that, because it's what it was. It was kind of like in a weird direction, so it made it hard to forecast where, when, and where, or if it was even going to hit. And I still think the jury's out on that. Now, you're going to have forecasting all over the place anyway. That's just what happens. So the first look at the sun, something of note right now is the majority of the Earth-facing stuff is on the southern hemisphere of the sun. This one here is getting ready to rotate off, but the majority of it's down here right now. There are, let's see here, what do we got? So over here at Spaceweather.com, they're plotting 5 official sunspots in their numbers. I think there were 6. I think this one over here was a sunspot, if I'm not mistaken, at one point, but now it's not. It must have lost its characteristics or what have you, and definitely if you look at visible light, there's nothing really there showing up. So it may have decayed all the way away, not sure. But I also, we also can take a look at, matter of fact, I'm going to pull that up right now because it's a good time to talk about it. That was one of the CMEs that blew off the backside. Okay, it was not a small one by no means. But you guys see all this congestion right here? That's not, I use the word congestion there. Maybe that's not the correct term to use there, but as far as this data goes, or this visualization, it looks all in one spot. But that's Mercury and that's Venus. Okay, if you line that up with the sun, planetary alignments really affect what goes on magnetically. Okay, we have to understand that. So, what I'm saying here is that if you've noticed, when we go over here to SDO or even GOES or whatever, from our perspective, a lot of the sunspots have been popping up over here, right? They wouldn't even be, they wouldn't even be behind the limb. You would see them develop right here. And it just happened to, the past few, like a week or so. And a lot of that, I think it does, show planetary alignment could have effects on when sunspots are being developed and where they develop. So if you line that up with that lines right up with that part of the sun. Now Jupiter also, it has a great effect on our sun a lot. So whenever that alignment happens and other planets are lining up and everything like that, that does affect where the sunspots pop out. That's just what we see. So what we got here. Let me check out the chat real quick. Angelo, what's up, man? What's up, Angelo? Holding down the Bronx there. James, what's up? Linda W. No one knows but Mark. Storm spin direction. You're puzzled? I'll explain here in a minute, Linda. We'll get to that in just a second. It ain't me I'm the one knowing the information. It's just what the information is. Hey, Ricky, what's up, Angelo? Wendy, Tab, good to see everybody here. So, if we go over here and we look at Discover, this is our space weather conditions, okay? Nothing really to point out right now. Nothing is happening right now at our planet. Now, again, remember, we do have that lopsided CME that could be impacting, let's go over here, spaceweather.com, that could be impacting here late in anytime really. But they're saying it could be a glancing blow or a near miss. So the fact that they're saying near miss is really the story. In other words, it could or could not affect us. Now, whatever we do see it's not going to be that big of a deal, okay? It shouldn't. There's always that chance that you get that rogue, really hard hit and all that. That's always there. But if you're going to if you're going to roll the dice and put your money on stuff, my guess is not even a geomagnetic storm, not to a G1 at all. It could get there, I guess, on the high end, maybe a G2 if they've really missed the forecasting. But from what I'm seeing and what I'm looking at, and from what all the forecasting I've seen, at best we may get a G1. So, but this is the main thing here. This is pretty cool. This is who took this one? This is September 10th. Ask Akita is I believe, if I didn't butcher that, we'll just click on it right here. Take a look at it real quick. But go give him some love. This is, say here, Asko Akila, whatever, however you say that. I'm sorry if I butchered the name. I apologize. Asako Akilia, or whatever that is. Anyway, they're the ones that did this. Here it says at Kusamo, Finland. You guys could probably go look that up if you wanted to and go find out, and you can see a lot more of their photographs. But these things are really cool. It's really that one especially is really pretty. I think anyway. So, but that would that would be the main thing we would see. It's just an increase in aurora, maybe some minor stuff higher towards the poles. But yeah. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing. And as far as the rest of Spaceweather, guys, there's not much to show. There's just nothing going on. Other than, and again, I'm going to show you guys seeds real quick. I didn't have this stuff pulled up because of the internet issues everybody's still having. So we'll take a look at this. Now, this is from Soho. Remember, this is the one that's out in front of the planet, about 1 million miles closer to the sun, and it's looking at the sun from our perspective, basically. So, again, we have to look at different viewpoints to see what direction these things are popping. But right now, all these things are popping off the back. These are not coming at us. And so, how do I know that? Well, we can go down here, look at stereo A. This is our side view, or partial backside view. And you're going to see nothing, because the Earth is over here. Okay? Everything's blowing off the back. We'll even go to the previous day here and see if any of the data is there yet. So yeah, even that one, that's a total different eruption. So all this stuff is popping off the back. Now with that being said, the CME tracker is showing this one. So this one they just popped this one on there today. So wherever that popped off at, we'll be rotating into Earth's view within a week, most likely. So, just saying. What's your question, Eric? What you got, buddy? I've been watching the chat there. It says, okay, I guess I'm rewatching. Sorry, Eric, I'm not sure what you're saying there, but if you want to type in the chat there, I'll try to catch what you're asking there. See if we can't get you an answer. But what I'll do here, guys, is hey, Rebecca. Yeah, anybody, guys, don't feel, shy about talking in the chat. Hey, Trish, what's up? Good to see you. You're not really that late at all. But yeah. So if you guys got any questions, you can fire them in there. Spin of storms. Yes, we're going to talk about that, Skywalker, right now. Okay? And this is something that I never do. This is going to be, and this is why I didn't make a video the past couple days. This really had me a little upset. It's intentional. I don't even like using that word, but you know what? At this point, this is really what it looks like to me. And I wouldn't even be addressing this if it wasn't for you guys. I started getting emails again, guys. Okay? What am I talking about? Well, let me click off of some of this stuff real quick, so that way it doesn't kill our bit rate. Let's look at earthquakes real quick first. Sorry about that. But yeah, so we've had quite a few 5s today. Quite a few of them actually in the past few days. Lots of 5s popping off. Is that out of the ordinary? Not really. Maybe a little bit, and it's really only 38, 2.5 or bigger in the past day. So that's not really all that much, but it's still, it's activity. And it definitely is, these are not babies, but they're not monsters either. So that's probably why you're not hearing a whole lot about these things, I would say. Because they're probably really not causing that many of the issues, if any at all. I haven't seen anything come out on that at all. So, what we got here? Let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead next off of that. Okay, so this here, guys, remember what, when you look at things like this, remember to read the subtitles and stuff that's going on down here. Okay, it says this is a full disk image from NASA's SDO, which is what I show you guys all the time. And they added this just for scale. That's all that was for. To show you how big the Earth would be compared to what you're looking at. That's all that they're talking about here. And I know there's been quite a few questions, and we can address it for a second here. I'm not going to go into great detail, but people often wonder, how can a CME that pops off over here affect the Earth when the Earth's over here? Well, it's magnetics, guys. Remember how the stuff gets here? It gets here through a magnetic connection line, right? And if you guys would, I'm not going to go into detail because it would just take too long. But if you really want to know the answer to that and have a better understanding of it, type in Google Parker spiral. That's all you got to do. Figure out what a Parker spiral is. Really, basically, this is what you're looking at. A Parker spiral. There is a satellite out here called the Parker SP. That's the one that kissed the sun, remember? Named after the same Parker spiral. Okay? So what are we talking about here? Well, these are the connection lines we're talking about, right? Spinning around the sun. Do you notice that things that are firing off here? Look where the base of this is. It spirals all the way over here. You guys see that? So even though it fires here, it does not mean that it can't affect us. There's a little bit of that reach around, guys. Okay? Now, when you get the big ones and stuff, they typically tend to fire off in the same line. But you can see how these things, when they spread out, what are they doing? They're starting to spiral. See that? So that's how something that fires off, it's a really basic explanation. Okay, just so I'm not going into too much on that. But yeah, yeah, exactly, Skywalker. Reach around. Yeah, I wasn't going to go there, but since you did, I'll follow you. Anyway, if it fires off over here, it does not necessarily mean it's not going to affect Earth, because a lot of times it does. You just got to understand the mechanics of what's going on there. And so if you look up Parker SP probe, you're going to find the Parker spiral. You're going to just type that in. So you'll get a really good understanding of why that happens. I just gave you a really quick, just very basic visual of what a Parker spiral is, right? So it fires here, and it can curve all the way around to there. So that's just kind of what I'm saying. But yeah, so I appreciate that, Anna. Oh, but yeah, so that's what you're seeing right there, guys. So it can. And I'm not trying to say that people that say it can't, I'm not coming out against anybody like that. That's not what I do here. You guys know that. But that is what, that's what the physics shows you right there. I mean, it's really that simple. And that is a very basic. So if you guys want to know more about that, please, and I guess I could go into that later on in a different video, but as far as, right now, yeah, we're not going to do that. So let me pull up what I want to talk about here. Well, let me do it this way first. let's do I have that pulled up there? Nope, I don't. Okay, give me a second, guys. I'm just going to type it in here. Okay, so this is where, again, I've been showing you guys multiple times, right? Here in the past 3 or 4 months, I don't know why people, I don't want to say people, because I'm not really addressing you guys, okay? Back at you, Major. I just want you guys to really understand what's going on when we're talking about storm direction, the way that they spin. I want you guys to have a good understanding, and I know a lot of you do, but I'm still getting emails, and I had, finally, I don't usually ask this question. Finally, I just asked them, where are you seeing this information? People saying that the storms are spinning the wrong direction. They sent me where they seen it at, so I went and watched. And this is a channel I don't watch. I just have to be honest with you. I don't watch them because I tried and I just can't. I get upset every time because I'm not going to go into detail or whatever, but listen, in the northern hemisphere, and I'm going to show you guys this real quick. This is, let's go ahead and I'm going to bring this, so you can go over here to windy.com. Everybody should do exactly what I'm doing. Okay? Come over here to windy.com. This is a free site. This isn't something you got to pay for. And it's got a lot of cool tools on it. They've even got 3D mode up here. And it's in beta for this particular website. So you can do this. Right? So we're going to let this, run here for a second. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We're going to use a 3D mode. Just so you guys can kind of get a better view of what I'm talking about here. So you see the spin direction, right? All right, now the key thing here is the equator. You go down here and you find the equator. Anything north of the equator is going to spin the same direction as far as low and high pressure. So what am I talking about there? Well, I'll leave a link to this in my description. It's really this simple. And if people question whether or not this has always been going on, all you have to do, type in the Weather Channel 1985 or 1990, something like that, and look at a weather map. And they're going to show you exactly what they're talking about right here in this article. Okay? So to understand why they spin the direction they do, you got to understand what high and low pressure are and how they act. Air near the surface flows down and away in a high pressure. See the high pressure here? So it goes down and then it rushes away from the center. Air flows up and together in a low pressure. Right? So it's sucking it in basically and pushing it out the top. So if you guys understand that, this is what you need to look at, right? So you can go down through here and you can get a really, really good understanding of what's going on, all right? These are just articles here. This is what you can type this in. What causes spin direction? Now, that they're just telling you right here how high and low pressures act. What makes them spin a specific direction is Coriolis, accompanied with the way these things act. Okay, most of us know what Coriolis effect is. It's because of the spin of the Earth, and it causes things to spin in a direction, right? So, with that being said, I'm going to go back over here to windy.com, and I'm going to show you a few things. And my intent here is not, and what I'm getting ready to talk about here, if you guys know where I got this from, absolutely, for the love of God, don't go give them any grief. Okay? That's not my intent here. My intent here is just to stop this incorrect whatever. Right? That's what I'm trying to do here. And I really wouldn't even be doing this again, but I got upset because I seen an intentional attempt to man, I know I'm skipping around words here, but essentially it's almost like lying to you guys. And I don't like it when people that I care about get lied to. And that's kind of how I feel right now. That's, you guys, I care about all you guys. And that's why I'm even doing this. So, let me show you what I'm talking about. So, I went and watched all this crap or whatever you want to call it. And so this was the capture that they were talking about. And they were talking about this storm system here and this storm system here spinning, right? Whatever direction they were spinning. And they were spinning the same direction or whatever, but they were saying that one of them was a different a high, low, or whatever. And they were like questioning, like, why should we be seeing storm systems spinning in the opposite direction of each other? Well, you guys know the answer that I give you guys all the time on this one, right? What's the answer to this? I'm really curious to know who knows this, because sometimes I feel like I'm talking, to myself on this one, because and it ain't you guys. It's just I keep getting emails and everything else. How do we know? How do we know and why? Well, see this little button down here? It says pressure. It's not turned on. Turn it on. Watch what happens. I can turn this off. And I'm going to do this right now so you guys see what I'm talking about. Okay? I'm going to go to the 3D mode. And the best way to do it here is just take you to the South Pole. Right here. Let this thing load up a little bit. It's a little laggy. Okay? So, obviously, and I'm not talking about polar jets here or anything like that. I'm talking specific storm direction spin. Okay? That's all I'm talking about here. I can point to you right now and tell you which one of these, each one of these separate systems, if they're high or low. Because in the southern hemisphere below the equator, a high pressure system will spin counterclockwise and a low pressure system will spin clockwise. So what does that mean? Before I click on the pressure here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. You see how this one's spinning counterclockwise? That's going to be a high pressure. This one's spinning or clockwise. That's going to be low, right? Low. Spinning to the right. Counterclockwise. Okay? So we got high pressure, low pressure. You guys see me just do that, right? Now watch. Now I know I put a bunch of numbers in there too, but you can go and find the L everywhere I pointed. Let me back off of here. It puts these gradient lines. I could probably take those off there, but I have to go look at the key. And that's the other thing that I'm trying to understand here is the fact that when I'm getting ready to show you, I'm going to show you what it takes to actually do what happened here. And this is why I'm holding such an issue with this. I don't like it when you guys get lied to like that, and it upset me enough that I'm doing this. And again, do not absolutely. And if this channel's name gets put in the chat, moderators get that out of there immediately. So please don't do that. Don't drop any comments. Don't go over to that channel and start dropping comments. I don't support that whatsoever. Okay. I don't care what they've done. I don't support any of that stuff. So please don't. And I understand why. Okay. But just give me a second here, and you guys will understand more here in just a second. Okay. So what I'm going to do is bring that up, and let's bring this back over to, give me a second, guys. Sorry. Okay, you guys see that? Somebody tell me 5 for 5 if you guys can see that. I had to switch over to a different view on my OBS. Okay. Okay, cool. So this is right off of that video, the first one. Okay. So what do you see here, right? They were talking about these storm systems, and I already addressed that part of it. But something else you see here too is the key over here, right? And again, I actually blocked this out so the channel wouldn't show up there. So you seeing the key over here, right? Well, I seen people correcting what was being said in the chat. Okay. So I was like, well, maybe they're going to finally see where they're wrong and all this, right? Well, the next video, when they showed this same website, this is what it looked like. What's it missing? You guys see what it's missing? It's missing the key. It takes effort. You have to actually go in and click off buttons to turn that key off. Okay? So there was an intentional turning the key off here versus that. So, you know, I'm left to wonder why. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go any further than that. You guys read into that whatever you want. But it just looked to me like that was intentional. It looked to me like, you know, they didn't like being corrected by whoever was correcting them. I don't know. I take correction rather well. You guys know this. And that's kind of what I'm saying here. I can admit when I'm wrong, and I come out and tell you guys. I even struggle with leaving wrong information in some of my older videos. You guys know that. I've talked to you guys about that. Right? So when you see this, and then they're being corrected in their chat and in their comment section and stuff. I'm not sure if it was in the comment section, because frankly, guys, I'm not going to take the time to go over and listen to somebody that's talking that's going to do something like this. I just won't do it. It's not worth my time, but I do feel it's worth my time to point out that not just this specific channel, but other channels, that when you see things like this, and again, I wouldn't even be doing it if I hadn't gotten emails. I would have never even known this happened. Just so you know. There's 3 to 4, there's 4 of them, I think, if I remember right. And 3 of them, because I don't usually ask who does this, because I simply usually don't care. But when you guys are getting lied to, I have to figure out what's going on, and that's why. But 3 of the 4 told me, or 3 of the 5, I can't remember, there might have been 5. 3 of the 5 said this particular one, and then somebody else said somebody else, and all that. That's not even important. What's important is that you guys can recognize what the truth actually is and what real information is. You know, why couldn't you just say, oh my gosh, I didn't know that's why they spun that direction. Correct yourself and move on. But when they're not willing to do that, it leads you to wonder why. Then you start realizing why. And you guys draw your own conclusions on that. I'm not here to put any kind of ideas in your head or anything like that. I'm simply showing you what happened. It's that simple. It really is. So, I just, you know, and again, guys, don't go saying anything and dropping anything in anybody's comment section or anything like that. It's just, yeah. I don't support that. Cancel culture, I hate that. People should be able to do their own thing, right? But I'm also able to do my own thing and try to let people that I care about know what I'm thinking and why I'm seeing what I'm seeing. And again, ZG, yeah, I get what you're saying there. But at the same time, you know, hopefully, I don't know. I don't want anybody, yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm just going to leave that alone. I just don't want, yeah, You guys know that. That's not why I do this. I'm doing this so you guys understand that when somebody tells you that these are spinning the wrong direction, it's simply just not true. They're definitely spinning the correct direction. All these people have to do is hit the pressure button. Seriously, it's that easy, guys. Hey, Wubby, what's up? Yeah, I mean, I get it, ZG. I'm with you, man. Or woman. I'm not sure if you're a man or a woman. I don't know, but yeah. And again, this was really hard for me to do. I don't like doing this whatsoever. Well, Anna, that's been tried before. And I would have them, and if they, here's the thing though. I know that it wouldn't happen because they were ignoring others that are actually their subscribers, trying to explain to them that this is why. They knew what I'm showing you guys, and they were trying to do that, at least from what I understand. That's what I got in the emails and things. So that's all I'm going off of, because frankly, guys, I'm not going to waste my time going over here and doing this stuff. I'm just not going to do it. And this right here, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to come out here and do this, because I think for the most part, guys, 99% of the people, even on the internet, they're good people at heart. They really are. Okay, cool. Yeah, I tend to call everybody a man unless they have a feminine screen name here. So I just don't typically. You guys know this is probably the first time I've ever done this, and I can tell you right now, it's probably going to be the last. I don't like addressing things this way, but I can't help it when I've had to address the same thing over and over and over again for the past 6 months because of this situation like this. And I probably wouldn't even be showing you guys this if I hadn't noticed that after this was there, the very next video, it looked like this. That's just, to me, I don't understand why. Because it takes effort. Not a whole lot of effort, obviously, but you have to know what buttons to go in there and push to turn that key off. That's an intentional thing, because when you boot up Wendy.com, guess what? That shows up. That's going to be there until you shut it off. And that's my point, guys. And unfortunately, I hate all this stuff because I know it's a negative thing. But I think it's a positive thing if you guys understand that, what to look for. And I'm not saying not to watch these people's channels. I've always said I think you can get some truth from everybody. You just got to know how to cipher through it. And, and that's just what I'm saying. That's all. Hey, Grandma JJ, what's up? Good to see you. So, with that being said, I'm going to move on, guys. I'm not going to talk about this again. If I see it in the comment sections, I'll just delete it. Hopefully I don't want anybody going over there if they know who I'm talking about or where this came from. I don't want any of that stuff in their comment sections either. I just don't support that. It's just what it is. So I don't think it helps, is what I'm saying. Matter of fact, it might hurt. Because if you come at somebody really hard and strong, they're not going to hear what you got to say. So you're not helping. You're just hurting the situation. So hopefully, somewhere along the line, the people that are talking about this in this way and doing these kinds of things, maybe they'll see their error. I don't know. Hopefully they do. But I do this from a good place, guys. It really is. I struggled for a couple days whether or not to even do this. It bothers me that bad. It's bothering me as I'm saying it. I hate this. I don't like this at all. But I felt I needed to show you guys what I was seeing. Because then I would have to live with not, showing you guys what I think is going on. And that's just not acceptable to me. that would be so much more of an issue. So yeah. So what's happening or coming your way in Anchorage? I don't think a whole lot right now. Thanks, Skywalker. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody. And again, guys, I don't support cancel culture. So please don't, just do what you feel you need to do. That's what I say. And don't add to the negativity by going and dropping comments in other people's channels. It just won't help. It simply doesn't. So. What's up, Siggy? I get you, man. Yeah, I'm with you. Hey, Sig says something kind of on point there a little bit. First off, I will say this: truth doesn't need defended. Truth will eventually defend itself. Okay, at the end of the day, it always comes out what the truth is, no matter who's right or wrong. The truth's going to stand there on its own without anybody trying to prove it. It's going to be the truth. You can't change it. Right? So, and then the other thing that Sig was saying, when he sees asteroids or comments or something on a thumbnail, he always clicks on it. Guess what, guys? That's a great thing. That shows that he's interested in that. And that's what he likes. It's entertaining at the smallest. It might be a little entertaining. Okay, at the biggest, it'd be really entertaining for him. That's why we look at channels, right? So if you're not going to be entertained, you're not going to stay. I've said that since the beginning. That's why we go through, and that's why I went through the painstaking of trying to figure out how to do good thumbnails, how to, do what's right with the titles, and try to make it as fun as I can and as positive as I can. And, Sig hit it right on the head, man. He did. Think about it like this. If you guys are surfing the internet, what do you guys click on? You're not going to click on something you think's ridiculous, right? So if it catches your eye, you're going to click on it. Now, you might only stay for 30 seconds if you don't like what's being said in there, but at least you got exposed to a new thing there. So what I'm trying to say is that, yes, these thumbnails, like when people call some of it clickbaiting, now there is clickbaiting, and I hate true clickbait. If it's in the title and it's not in your video, that's true clickbaiting. Okay? Now, if you're enhancing what's being in and you're trying to point out what's in the video in an entertaining way that can catch somebody's eye, that's not clickbaiting. That's just smart. Okay? Yeah, you're right, Skywalker. That's something I won't talk about for obvious reasons, just like what you just said. It definitely is. But yeah. So let me let's go ahead and if I do this, my intro might roll again. Hold on a minute. No, it won't. Did that show back up? Okay, we're good. We're good. So, yeah. So if you guys got any questions on that, I mean, do you guys, did I explain the low high pressure thing good enough? I mean, do you guys understand it? That's my main goal here. I really don't care who is lying. I just don't like it when they're lying to you. That's all. So if you guys understood what I was saying there, let me know, because I sure as heck like to know. If you got, that way I know if I need to go in further detail. Listen, guys, this is basic, and this is the other thing, this is basic weather stuff that, if you weren't interested in this as a kid, I could see not knowing this information. Okay. I get it. But if you're going to report on like other subjects like space weather, hey, see you, Alfred. if you're taking off. I'm not sure if you just got here, if you're taking off. Good to see you, bud. Are you new, Bell? Good to have you, Bell. Good to have you. But yeah, so I mean, if you are going to report on space weather, wouldn't it make sense to have at least a good basic knowledge of what's going on with your regular weather? That's just, that's why, when I first started my channel, I made a lot of mistakes space weather information. Okay, one thing I didn't do, and that's the reason why I didn't have a problem talking about space weather, is the fact that I knew how our weather acted on our planet. So it helped me. I already had that base. It helped me understand a little quicker. And again, guys, if you go back and watch some of my earlier stuff, you're going to see a lot of mistakes. And I leave them there just for that fact, so you guys can see it's okay to make a mistake. But the difference is when you make an attempt to intentionally take something off like this key, so people can't see your mistake, that's over the line, in my opinion. Just my opinion, And again, I don't hold any grudges. I don't hold any ill feelings towards anybody. Okay, they can do what they want on their channels, but I want you guys to know where I'm coming from, and I want you guys to have the information that I think you need to know. Because it does. Space weather does have an effect on like hurricanes. So it's been proven. When we get solar flares and stuff like that, when we're having hurricanes, if it's on the day side of the planet, when we get those solar flares, you can see an increase in the intensity of the hurricane. You can see it. So base knowledge like this is important to get correct, so you can understand that, But I would encourage everybody, absolutely everybody, to look at what I showed you. Don't turn the audio off. Turn the audio off. Go to these sites yourself. Don't be afraid to click on it. Don't be afraid to Google stuff. It's really, that part of it's kind of simple. And then if you don't understand and you have questions, there's bunches of people here that can help you. There's bunches of people here that will take the time, including myself. And I think that's something you don't typically get at a whole lot of channels. You just don't get that. And it is what it is. Yeah, that's a good thing, a good comment there, Thinker. You guys should read that one. Talking about the magnetic field getting a little weaker, and it is. That's what all the data shows. So, that's what I would say, guys. You guys got any questions for me? I mean, I'm happy to answer some. If you guys got any questions on anything, I don't care what it is. Like, if I know what it is or if I have any answers for it, I'll let you know. I'll try to help you out. But please go look at this one here. I'll tell you what. Let me just do this. So there's a link to this. This will help you understand that a lot. Is there a typhoon headed towards... we can go look. We can go look. Well, I'm not sure if that's a typhoon. We can go look at wind speed here. Hold on a minute. That's the other thing you can do here, guys. If you go over here and you click, see where my hand is here? You click on that. It gives you a flag. And that's giving you 45 meters a second. I'm not sure what that is in miles per hour. Well, that did that. I didn't know it did that. Let's change the wind thing here. I'm pretty sure we probably can. You're welcome, George. Good to see you. Anyway, if you want to compute that, you can change that to miles per hour, guys. Somehow, I just don't know how to change it right now. But you can take this flag, you can simply just move it around, see what it's doing. So I would guess, because China's right here, this one could be, it does look like a pretty strong. Let's go down to the surface. See this slide bar over here, guys? You can go up that high, or you can go, down to the surface level and get surface winds. So you're getting 13 meters a second there. Not really sure how fast that is, but this up here definitely looks a little bit faster. So whatever that is over here, I know that there was one. It was supposed to be, I think it was this one that was supposed to be a really powerful one. Okay, I didn't know that, meandering. Good to see you here, by the way. Hello. Guys, please know that my phone is almost as old as me and broke and stuck in higher case. Know that yeah, you said that before, Angela. Hey, you're good, man. He's holding it down in the Bronx for us. He gets a pass on just about everything for just being in the Bronx. That's all I'm saying. He can scream and yell all day long. I ain't saying a word. I ain't gonna go take a swim with the fishes. Just kidding, Angelo. That's right, baby. That's right. Heck yeah. Yeah, it is cooling off in Texas a little bit early, guys. Something else, as far as climate goes, if you guys really want to know what we can expect climatologically and what we had in the past. Oh wow. Sorry, ZG. Wow, man. Oh, don't worry about anything monetary, ZG. I have a PayPal in my description, but I don't promote it. It's not expected ever. It took me almost even 3 years to even accept anything like that. I just didn't do it. But, yeah. I don't think they are a whole lot, Bell, just so you know. I haven't seen a whole lot of that going on. There's always questions, okay? I think here's the hard line that we all try to walk, is the fact that we have to stay skeptical, but we have to stay grounded at the same time. And those of us that are actually out here trying to do this for the right reasons, that's a very hard line to walk. Because if you think about it, it's kind of like our country is like, it's polarized. It really is, politically. You're either on one side or the other. So anything at all that you say, no matter what it is, you're going to have 50% of the people that are going to 100% back you. Then you're going to have 50% of the people 100% hate you. Okay, and I use that word hate because that's what's happening now. There's no in between. But there are a few of us out here that are trying to walk that line a little bit so we can at least have a conversation on both sides. And that's a hard thing to do. It really is. I don't always succeed at that. I get it. But that's what I'm trying to do. I want to give everybody the information and the tools and the know-how how to go to these things and look at these things. And you guys are smart enough to understand it for yourself. I don't have to tell you how to think. I wouldn't try to tell you how to think. It's not what I'm here for. If I wanted to do that, I would build a robot. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Skywalker. Yeah, exactly, Bill. And that's the thing, I don't talk about political stuff here, obviously. It's not what we do here on the channel, but yeah, you said it. Both sides are wrong. They're all on the same team, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion. Hey, what's up, Craig? Good to see you. Even though you're drive-bying, everybody duck. Drive-by wave. Good to see you, Craig. And, we've been talking a lot about Tommy Scoville, and, because, I fought the pill addiction and stuff, and I've been on Suboxone for almost 10 years now, and I'm doing really well, okay? I've never, quote unquote, relapsed, and I don't judge people that have at all. I don't judge people, period, when it comes to that. Everybody's walking their own life. Thank you for dropping that in there, Siggy. Guys, if you guys are having any issues at all, if you know people that are fighting addiction, if you're fighting it yourself, and you don't know where to turn, and you don't, you know that you need help or whatever, you can pop over to Tommy's channel, The Lifeboat. Sig just put it there in the chat, and you're going to get people that's going to talk to you, at least. All right? And people are friendly over there, and they're honest, and they'll try to help. And that's something that you don't see a whole lot of. I've been able, and you guys obviously are the other half of this, we've been able to have a real connection with each other. Thanks, Thinker. I appreciate you. Yeah, Julie, for real. It's a hard thing. It really is. But, yeah, so we've been able to build a real connection with each other. I know a lot of you guys personally now that I would consider real friends. Even though we've not met face to face, it wouldn't matter to me. Okay? And that's exactly what you're going to get over at Tommy's channel. You get the same thing over at Mark Pires. You do. And there's a lot of other people in this community too that you get that from. Rip's another good one. Okay? Marfugel. You go over there, you're going to get a lot of good support over there. Axe, he's here. See what I'm saying, guys? Arizona. I mean, everybody here that, for the majority of it, and Tommy said something. Me and Tommy talk on the phone, quite often now. And, if you go through the internet and you go look at people's demographics, like through their YouTube channels, I have a very heavily, I don't call it heavily, but my ratio men to women is now 51 to 49 women, female. You will not, absolutely will not find that anywhere else, any kind of space weather being reported. You will not find that. You would be hard pressed to find a science channel, even big ones that would have that kind of a ratio, women to men. Not even 50-50. So what's that tell me? That tells me that people feel safe. And they're able to talk to me. And it means I'm doing my job. Right? That's what it means. So, yeah. But yeah, so I mean, that is what it is, I don't, again, guys, that I'm not going to come out and smack on any channels. That's not what I do. Matter of fact, I even give them a voice. If they come over in here and they talk respectfully in my chat, I don't boot them out. You guys know that. You know what I mean? That's another thing that people don't, you're not going to get that anywhere else. You're not. This is something you don't get. You will absolutely not get that anywhere else. And I think that's a testament to you guys. I really do. Yeah, Muskrat, that's another subject there. Yeah, it's those are all. Hey Jerry, good to see you. I think I said hi to you a minute ago, but good night. Oh, good night. But yeah, so I mean, again, guys, I wish I could say everybody's channel, every video. I've been trying to come up with something to where I can just kind of run down here in the right hand corner, like I don't know, like everybody's channel that I support, or just showing people new stuff, new people's channels or whatever. But yeah, so again, me and Tommy are going to. He's going to be coming on my show here, and I'm not sure exactly what when now, because he's got number 19. I'll just put it to you that way. Yeah, I could do a banner, Phoenix. It's a good idea. I had a ticker for a while. I was running on the bottom. I might put that back up. But yeah, that's a good idea, Phoenix. For real. Yeah. Yeah, bossy. Prayers for you for sure. For sure. That's right, Siggy. We got you, man. Always. And listen, guys. Do you guys think, yeah, Tab. See, you're getting support, bossy, already. I mean, immediately. That's what I'm trying to say. You're not going to get that in very many channels out there. The few channels that I mentioned are going to be the ones that you're going to see it from. And it ain't because of the person running the channel. All right? I'm telling you guys, it's not. The only influence I have on that is to allow you guys to say what you want to say in the chat in a respectful way. That's it. That's all I have to do. And you guys, that's what I'm trying to say. 99% of the people out there are good people at heart. They really are. Okay? I know we're not, molded to think that way, but the fact of the matter is, that is the truth if you actually step out of yourself for a minute and look. Okay? Nobody really wants to be mean or mad or angry or evil. Just like nobody sets out to be a drug addict or a pillhead like I was. It just happens sometimes. Sometimes you're doing it and you don't even know you are. And that's where the forgiveness comes in, and that's where all the stuff, and that's where all the help happens, right here in this chat. It just is. That's just what happens. And I hope that you guys see that. I know you guys see it. I'm preaching to the choir here. I know I am. I just, I want to share what we have here with everybody, and that's why I push people over to Tommy's channel. That's why I push people to Mark's channel and people like that. Rip's channel. I just can't get myself to be any other way. I don't know. And I know it's probably a character flaw at some level because maybe I take it to extreme. I don't know. I don't like drama. That's why I didn't even want to talk about this spin direction thing again. But the second that I seen that one video had the key in it, and then the second video, the one right after, did not, I knew I had to talk to you guys about it. Had to. Because I was getting emails and all that kind of stuff. And again, think about it like this. If you care about somebody, say it's your family, because I consider you guys my internet family. Say you're sitting around your house and somebody's completely lying to your kids. Or lying to your spouse. And you know it. Are you going to sit there and not say anything? No, you're going to say something. You don't have to say, well, you need to go over there and tell that person to screw off and all that. No, all you got to do is look at them and say, hey, they were probably lying to you there. Really watch what they're saying and take what they say as a grain of salt and keep moving. You don't have to be mean about it. They just got to be aware. And that is my whole point here. And I say this with the hope that people that do that quit doing that stuff. You don't have to get your views and your clicks. People are there because they want to be. You don't have to do those kinds of things to get more people there. And I think that's where it comes from. I really do. The base of what they're doing is not about trying to help. It's more about the money and the clicks and the views and the attention, I guess, for some people about the typhoon. You know what? While I got you guys here, we might as well just go look at. Let's go here. Hold on. If you guys have never been over here to the DePage site, I'm not sure why that did that, but okay. What do you guys got here? Let's make sure you guys got that. All right. So, this is the DePage site. I would encourage everybody to go do this one. This is a really good site. They got different views you can look at, satellite views, radars, the whole boat. So, let's go over here to the continental sectors. You click on that, and this is what you'll get. And you can spin it, I think. I think you might have to go to west if we want to go over here. Maybe east. Huh. Not sure why they ain't letting me get over there. That's kind of odd. I could have swore I was able to get over there before. Well, let's look up here. Let's, yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, I was on continents. My bad. My bad. That's still continental. I don't want the continental. I want the global sectors. Okay. I don't know why. It won't let me get over there. I don't know why. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe they're not allowed to see that over there. I don't know. Hard telling. We can go somewhere else though. Let's just go back to windy.com. We can check it out here. We can go rain and thunder. I'm assuming this is probably it right here. Yeah. Gotta be. Got to be. Let's go thunderstorms. Yeah. All you guys got to do is you do that and you look at your key. You guys can look at all of it. Cloud base. All right. We can go to wind, obviously. I wish I could. Oh, here's radar and satellite. Heck yeah. Let's do weather radar. Got any radars? Yep, there you go. Man, get that dude out of here. Wow. Y'all see that? That happens sometimes, guys. Sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah, I can't do nothing about that, guys. I got them out of there as quick as I could. So, don't anybody click on any of that. Unless you're wanting a bunch of crap on your computer. You definitely will get it that way for sure. 100% for sure. Alright, let's go back here to Windy. But yeah, so you guys see this, right? I mean, that's the storm, obviously. You can see it. This is actually weather radar, so we can go to satellite and look at it that way. There's a satellite view. Windy.com has got it going on, guys, I think. We can go to the 3D view, too, and look at it that way. See what it gives us. Yeah. For sure. Oh, that's one thing you ain't got going on, I don't think. I don't think they're going to give you a radar on a 3D version. Probably not. Because most of the radars are based off of two-dimensional radar stuff, obviously. So let's go back up here to radar. So yeah, guys, I mean, there you go. There's the storm. Doesn't look like there's any other big ones going on right now. But that one did. So So yeah, I mean, so you guys got any other questions or anything for me, guys? I'll start reading the chat here. Yeah, Jorge. Yeah. Obviously, I believe in the globe model. Obviously, you can definitely tell by my channel. But again, like I said, guys, everybody's welcome here. And notice, Jorge, you're not getting attacked. Notice that, okay? Nobody needs attacked, no matter what your view is. You're allowed to say what you believe here, okay? I don't think the Earth's flat. Probably the majority of the people here don't. But again, like I said, it's okay to have that. It's what you believe. I'm not gonna be any other way, right? And again, guys, I mean that's something that's been kicked around for more than a long time, guys. I mean, if you go back 300 or 400 or 500 years, what are you going to get? You're going to see more people believing in a flat Earth model than you would a globe. It's just now we have the technology and stuff, and we know that we can go look at stuff, and that's why, not to mention that the globe model can predict everything. It does. It's easy. That is a flaw. I think Jorge would have to probably admit to this, that, and most flat earthers will. They'll tell you that, their model can't predict. It doesn't. They don't have a model really that works. Yeah, Bell, you're right. There's a lot of stuff that causes people to. Yeah, crazy Mexican. Yeah, that's yeah. See, Jorge, that's yeah, and again, guys, like I said, we always 100% of the time, who's trolling? Tell me who's trolling. I'm just kidding. I really don't care. If they're trolling, that's okay. Yeah. And you hit it right on the head, Muskrat. There's some things that. Oh, I didn't think you were, Jorge. I think they were talking about somebody else. Must have been. I don't know. No, it's okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, guys, like I said, you would be hard pressed to sit down next to somebody who's up under Wages Bridge. Oh goodness. Yeah, and that's you'd be hard pressed to sit down next to somebody and completely agree with everything that they say. You're just not gonna get it. And that's just a fact, guys. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. It's just really what it is. But let's see here. But yeah. So I know this has kind of went on a little long tonight, but that's okay. How long we been on stream? Hour and 14. Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and cut it here, guys, in just a second. You guys got any more questions or anything? Hey, Phyllis. Thank you. Is there anything happening in Canada? We can look. Not that I seen. I didn't see, well, I can't really show you earthquakes here. Guys, earthquakes do not stop at the border. Yeah, I get you. But yeah, guys, I mean, and again, guys, we're gonna, earthquakes don't stop at the border. We do have sites we can go to and look, and we'll go here to Canada. This is a Canadian website. earthquake site. I think USGS has these. It's just I'm not sure if they're like they don't post them or whatever, or if they're allowed to. I don't know the political parts about it or whatever, but yeah. Siggy's up there laughing. Yeah, Sig, for sure. I will address that too. Sig's talking about my second channel I had called Say It to My Face. Guys, I have to tell you that I just don't have the time for it. I didn't really get a whole lot of action on that anyway, just to be honest. I had a couple. But at the same time, I just don't have the time, guys. I wish I did. You know, and to be honest with you, the fact that I was struggling talking about what I was talking about today should tell you that I might not be cut out for something like that. I'm just being honest with you guys. That's just what it is. I'm not sure if I have the heart for something like that. I'll tell you what though, guys. Let me do this for you right here. Let's do this. Let's go here. Studio. Let's go to. Actually, I don't have to do it like that. Let's just do it this way. I'm going to show you guys one of the best debate channels I have ever seen. Okay? So I'll show it to you this way. It's called Modern Day Debate. James himself is the guy that runs the channel. I'm not sure if they monetize. If they do, I think that they do monetize because they get super chats. But I think they take everything and they like donate it back or do charity with it, make the channel better, that kind of thing. But you guys can see that the debate topics, how broad they are here. Okay, look, they just had one here on evolution. Okay, they had one here, Christianity, atheism, political panel. Here there was talking about the Texas abortion laws, flat Earth. There you go. See, guys, and you know, and then we got what we got here, evidence for reincarnation. You know what's crazy about this one here? If you guys were a part of this at all, this community over here watching this at all, you would know that the two guys there on the left, they hardly agree on anything. But they actually agreed on that there's really not any evidence for reincarnation. So they actually teamed up. Because T-Jump is the guy on the top left, and that's G-Man on the bottom left. G-Man's a Christian, and T-Jump's an atheist. So they actually teamed up together and had a debate against two other people. This is what I'm saying. This is a great channel. If you guys have never been over here, go check them out. Modern Day Debate. I mean, they do the thing over here, man. And they're fair. I mean, they let people say what they have to say. They don't boot people unless it gets really bad. It's just James has done a great job. I was like his 100th subscriber. It was kind of amazing to watch this channel grow. And look at the span of topics. Veganism. Is veganism morally obligatory? Right? Wagering on God. They tackle tough topics like this one. Are the police systemically racist? That's a big subject that you are just not gonna. That's gonna be a on fire debate, guaranteed. But James handles it, right? James is a Christian, but he also has people that help him moderate that aren't. So what I'm saying is, this is completely neutral over here. And I know I haven't really talked about Modern Day Debate a whole lot, but James in this whole channel does a great job. Anybody that's a flat earther probably knows who Nathan Thomas is, or Dapper Dino, all these guys. Okay? And again, where was that I think there was one. There was a flat earth. This one here. That was Witsit. You guys probably know who Witsit is. I think his first name is Austin. But you guys go over and check out these debates, you'll see. They bring science. Both sides try to bring science. They, of course, they're not going to agree with each other. It's just what it is. Matter of fact, I think Austin got arrested at Mount Rushmore and got fined and ticketed and stuff. I think. I'm not sure exactly what was going on there, but yeah. So that's the kind of stuff that they do over here at Modern Day Debate. Go check them out. If you go over there, just, say, hey, we're here, You ain't got to say my name or not. I don't care about that. I mean, yeah, I would, if you want to drop my name in there, cool. It might bring some more viewers over here or whatever, but, my point here is to give you guys something to go watch. And, they're actually doing things here that I wish I could have done, in the sense that you're able to get both people. That was my whole thing about Say It to My Face. Get both sides of the aisle here on one live stream and talk about it at the same time. So yeah. Somebody call me a hillbilly weather forecaster. Hey, that's okay. Is what it is. Hey. There's a button up here. There's an X button up here too. Just saying. Okay. But yeah, I mean, and again, guys, I think this is just a good debate channel. If you guys ever want to have this an interesting evening of watching, there you go, So, James, I mean, look at him. He's a cool dude, man. Yeah, super big. Yep. Right there. Got to be it. And that ain't Taiwan, though, is it? Let's go to, come on. Where's the radar? There you go. Yeah. I mean, it's hitting them right now. So, I am going to go ahead and get off here, guys. We're just kind of hanging out, which is fine. I don't care about that. Most people won't stop in for an hour and a half live stream, just so you know. Yeah, I don't. He might have been just making a joke. I'm sure. I don't know. I'm not sure if Komagata. I'm not sure if I've seen that name here before. But he's not banned or nothing. He just got the 300-second timeout. So if it wasn't what it is, we'll let it go. For sure. And that's okay, guys. If they want to call me names, I really don't care. But you can leave them there. But if they're attacking somebody else, that's an immediate, timeout, warning first, timeout, and then, the ban thing. But you guys know, my moderators already know the rules, and I trust them. So just know that. Yeah. You guys ever watch the Red Green Show? I know a lot of you probably have, but I miss watching that show. It's a good, funny show. Hey, George. When did they do that, George? Today? Are you sure, man? I know they were messing with him a while back. Let's, because Wayne's a good friend, man. He's a good guy. Oh, wow. They sure the heck did. Wow. 5 days ago? Are you sure? Hold on. We're going to check this out. I'm subscribed to him. I watch his show quite often. I mean, usually over there at least once a day checking out what's going on. Huh. Not seeing a whole lot there. Yeah, maybe they did. I thought he was back, though, from what he was saying. Here's Wayne live. There's his other channel. Let's see if, oh, wow. He might have gotten his main channel shut down. Okay. Yeah, that's where this is at. I've been subscribed to both his channels, but I thought he got back his main channel. Guess he didn't. Okay. That's what I thought too, Axe. I didn't think they got rid of his channel all the way. Wow. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, to be honest. We know that. I mean, the stuff he talks about over there, it's definitely this is his other channel here too. Citizens World News. Not a whole lot of people are over here, but this is another one of his channels. That was a day ago. He did an hour live long stream over here. That ain't typically what he does. So yeah, I'd say he's not using his first channel right now. Wow. Okay, thanks, Michael. Appreciate that. Yeah, guys, check him out on Twitch then. If anybody has that link, they're welcome to drop it in there. Most certainly you can. Appreciate you, Tab. Thanks for being here. I really do. Appreciate all you guys. So, I am going to go ahead and get off here, guys. So, yeah. Yeah, that's right, Sig. You know, that sucks. Somebody just really trying to do their thing, and yeah. Is he using Wayne live? Okay. Cool. Well, he's live over there right now. Right here. Is he live? Is he talking, or is he not there? He does this over here at Wayne Live too, guys. Sometimes you go over here, and it'll be everybody in the chat, and he's just running a night bot over here so people can talk. I think it's pretty cool. You know, there's been other channels that have done that before, but just so you know. But anyway, guys, God bless. Yahusha saves.